Greetings everyone, welcome today to the Black Hillbillies cooking show. Today's menu we're going to be cooking pinto beans outside on the homemade grill that we're making. If you tuned into the last video that we did some pork chops on the homemade grill, and today we're going to be doing some more outdoor cooking with these pintos. As you can see, I have these dried pintos. You can get them at any grocery store. They usually come in a bag form, and you can go to the aisle where they have like beans and tomatoes and vegetables, and you'll usually see them in that section in a bag. Now, the first thing that I want to tell you about these pinto beans, they're very good nutritious for you, and they're absolutely delicious, and they taste a lot better to me than the canned pinto beans. Although, you know, the canned pinto beans are good, these are just a little bit better. Now, what I want to tell you about the pinto beans here is usually if they come in a dried form, what you want to do is first of all take a look inside your beans and make sure that there are no rocks and stones, because a lot of times there'll be rocks and stones in with the pinto beans, and if you're not careful, if you cook it and you put it in your pot, you're going to chew on a rock and you're going to possibly lose a tooth. So that's something that we don't want to do. We do want to keep all our teeth here. So I'm going to go ahead and start rinsing these beans. And you can use cool water if you like. So I'm going to just kind of go through here. And as I'm looking, I'm searching. I don't see any rocks here. So I'm just going to just kind of swish them around a little bit. Give them a good rinse. Now the next step is to take the beans and put them, fill your sink up with cool water and let them soak for about a good hour. That usually softens the beans and also gets any debris or things that you may not be able to see on the beans. But today, because we are grilling outside, we're not going to let it sit for an hour, but you can let it sit for an hour. It's optional. It's totally, completely up to you. So we're going to be off to putting them in the pot soon. Now, last week we had created a wilderness grill, and I meant to have showed you how we created that. So first of all, what you want to do is to get you a shovel and dig you a hole in the ground, maybe about a foot wide and maybe about 4 or 5 inches deep. And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these charcoal briquettes and some lighter fluid, and we're going to go ahead and get this hole dug. So I'll show you that in just a moment. All right, as you can see, we've already got our charcoal briquettes in here, and we've also put a piece of tissue in here with a little bit of lighter fluid attached to it, just to help it light along a little bit more. We're also going to put a little bit of this lighter fluid on here just to help it get burning, but just be careful. You stand back from it before you light it, okay? Light it up.
Well, you ain't doing nothing.
As you see, we're getting it lighted up, Mom. There you go. All right, she's got it lit up now.
Pour some more lighter fluid on it.
We're going to put just a little bit more lighter fluid on it.
A lot. That's good.
All right, as you see here, we got a good fire burning. I hope the wind don't blow it out, but it's going to burn good. So you want to wait for that fire just to go down just a little bit first before you put your grill top on it. All right, so we've got our fire burning outside. And as you see, I've already transferred my pinto beans to a pot. And right now I've went ahead and put 5 cups of water in with the pinto beans. And we're getting ready to go ahead and transfer this over to the grill. We're going to let it cook for about an hour. But also just keep your eye on it just to make sure it ain't burning. So you'll want to turn it every so often. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention too, country people, we like to add country ham or fat back to our beans. It gives it a lot of flavor and it helps to soften up the bean as well. But we're not going to put that in there now. We're going to wait just a little bit, about an hour, before we do add the fat back. And also I wanted to mention too, we got this $1 country ham from the Dollar Tree. So if you're on a budget and you know, you just want to make you a budget gourmet meal, this is the perfect meal. It'll last you several days and it's not too costly. All right, we've went ahead and transferred the pinto beans on top of our homemade grill, so we're going to let that cook for about an hour. We've got the pinto beans cooking for about an hour, so what I'm going to do next is flavor the beans. And I'm going to take half of a large onion and some ham, some cooked ham that I got from the Dollar Tree, and some salt to season these beans. All right, everyone, it looks like our pinto beans are finished. They've been stewing for a couple of hours. After an hour, we had put the ham and the salt and also the onion in it. So as you can see, our beans are good. So we'll get ready to let this fire die down, and then we'll eventually transplant this pot over to the table. We'll put some onions in this, chop up some fresh onions, and we'll be ready to eat. So thank you so much for tuning in today to our cooking show. We appreciate you subscribing and watching our channel, and we thank you so much. Until next time, see y'all later.